again welcome back to this live session. In this live session I will talk about education NTA paper number 2, and particularly we focus on education. So it will help you in like your studies and whatever you can say. And yeah, so we completed three chapters: educational study, history and politics, and economics of education, also learner and learning process. So today I want to start new chapter, chapter number 4, teacher education. So in this we'll teach about teacher education. So there we need to understand what is the meaning of teacher education, and structure and vision of teacher education, curriculum for components of pre-service teacher education, and transactional approach. And then we talk about models of teacher education. There we know about teacher knowledge and knowledge based teacher education, reflective teaching models, and teacher education. And in service education, teacher education will talk about what is the concept of in service teacher education, agency and institution of in service teacher education, and planning of in service teacher education program, teaching as a profession. So we need to understand concept of profession, ICT integration, quality enhancement of teacher education, and innovation in teacher education. So yeah, it is very simple, yet we need to understand. And yeah, let's move further. So we need to understand what is teacher education. So we need to understand meaning of teacher education. So it is about when you are a teacher, and you need to focus on things that will help you in your teaching process, and how you can work on your teaching, and how you can do better teaching with ICT communication skills, and things that will help you in your teaching. So it is about teacher education. And NCTE gave this definition about teacher education: a program of an education, research and training of person to teach from pre-primary to higher education level, and elements of teacher education: teaching skill, pedagogical theories, professional skills, and objectives of the teacher education. So teacher needs to be encouraging, supportive and human, and they needs to encourage the learners, help them to discover their talents. So that's why teacher education is important, and we need to understand teacher education if is there. So it is for student and better society. By education we will build a good society and best society, and education is the only thing from that you can change someone's perspective, and someone's opinion about everything. So you need to work on education. So that's why teacher education is important, and it's a very important field in every country. So it is it. Teachers are also meant to be an active participant who contributes to renewal of school curriculum, and they also when their student are working, and they also have to participate in all activities. They are not like we are passive learners, not them. You need to interact with a student, and your communication skill is on point. So it is very important to understand this. And adequate knowledge of subject matter, equipping the teacher with required pedagogical skill, enabling the teacher to adequate child psychology skill, and development of teaching attitude. Developing self-confidence of the teacher, and also enabling teachers to make use of instructional facilities, and enabling teacher to understand individual differences of child, and optimize their development, and also development of abilities to give direct satisfaction to parents. And what is the nature of teacher education? So teacher education is a lifelong process, and teachers are not made teacher are made, not born. Sorry. Teaching is both science and art also, and teacher education is very broad. So you need to like understand what is pre-service teacher education and what is post like in service education. So you need to understand when you are doing your B.Ed, M.Ed, so it is a pre-service education, and when you become a teacher or professor, so it is called in service teacher education. And the core of teacher education lies on its curriculum design, structure, organization, and transactional goals. And teacher education is divided into different levels, and it includes elementary, pre-primary, primary, secondary, and higher secondary and tertiary levels. And there are scope of teacher education, so in different levels, so triangular basis on teacher education. So it is like creating a new knowledge to a student, and you can try to teach them ki teaching is not and education is not only for bookish knowledge, and it is not based on marks, and you can teach them things that they want to learn. So it is like this. And aspect of teacher education, types of education programs, pre-service training. So it is like when teachers start before in their teaching jobs, it is called pre-service teacher service training. And objective of pre-service training to provide teacher with a proper understanding regarding their aims and objective of education, and to promote in perspective teachers a proper understanding of the basic principle of child growth, development, and process by which pupil will learn, and also enable them to plan and present subject matter in a manner which will promote the interest and sense of purpose, and also and understanding process of pupils growth, and to develop communication and psychomotor skills and ability to conductive to human relationship with children in order to promote learning, and also to develop understanding indirect attitude and skill which would enable his or her to promote all round development. And what is in service training? So it is basically for teachers who are already working, they are teachers, they are professors, and they are professions. Training can be training can be done many ways, like 2 weeks intensive training, weekly, monthly session over period of time. It is like a training of 2 months and 1 week, and there they communicate what is they are on, and what things that make their student to communicate with them, and what things help and what they do to do effective teaching. So it is very helpful, and several intensive training session during a longer period. Here we need to understand what are the objective in service training: to provide professional training and qualification to untrained working teachers, and to upgrade the qualification of currently serving teacher, and the teacher education gets updated and renew continuously, and to arrange a refreshers course to familiarities teachers with modern practices being encouraged in school, and to improve the quality of teacher education. There is growing emphasis on the need for continuous training of teacher education themselves. And what is distance learning? So there you can get whatever education you want to learn, and from your home, and you get education what you want. Like I want to do MBA, I want to do a particular course, but I don't want to go to school, or I don't want to attend colleges. So they offer you a distance course, and there you need to understand ki it is a distance course, so you can your access and your time, energy, whatever it is suitable for you, and you can use by your time, energy, and what whenever whatever you want to do with that education. So it is about education, distance learning. Here we need to understand what are the objectives of distance learning: to provide an effective alternative path to wider opportunity in education, especially in higher education, and to provide an efficient and less expensive education, and to provide education facility to all qualified and willing a person who can't join regular university and other courses of various reasons. And structure and vision of teacher education curriculum. So first we need to understand highlighting wait a minute. Okay, so highlighting connectivity among these concept linked to teacher learning processes and practicing and focusing on distinct nature of education as an area of study with its emerging and evolving interdisciplinary knowledge base and its epistemology. And what is vision for teacher education? So according to NCTE, teacher education must become more sensitive to the emerging demands from the school system, and teacher education must engage with a theory along with a fixed experience to trainee to view knowledge not external to the learner but at something that is actively constructed. And teacher need to be trained in organizing learner center activity based and participatory learning experiences, play projects and discussion, dialogue, observation and visits. And teacher education programs need to broaden the curriculum to include different traditional of knowledge, educate teachers to connect knowledge, school knowledge with community knowledge and life outside the school. And teacher education at elementary stage. So teacher must possess knowledge of the first and second language, maths and the topics related to social science and natural science. A teacher must have the ability to identify, select and organize learning experiences related to subject mentioned. Teachers must understand the role of school and peer groups and community in shaping personality of the child. Teacher education at secondary stage, it is like a depth of understanding to the concept of specific discipline and know the ways through the adults and learn and understand the concept of work and experience, also able to develop understanding skills, interest and attitude which will help the all round growth of the child. And teacher education at higher secondary stage, development of perspective for specific stream among the teachers and able to guide the learner and prepare them to self-study, independent learning, critical thinking and self-evaluation. To able to communicate abstract and complex idea in simple terms and develop the patriotism and national consciousness among the learners. And component of pre-service teacher education, so subject content knowledge, pedagogic content knowledge, teaching methodology and assessing learning. Also understanding how children learn, cognitive and social development, teaching practice, opportunity to practice teaching usually under some forms of supervision from senior. And organization of components of pre-service teacher education, determine objective subject content knowledge, pedagogic content knowledge and teaching practice. Also what is transactional approach. So you need to understand when you go to that ATM and you got that message, your transaction will be be like this and this. So ये जो लेन देन होता है उसको ट्रांजेक्शन बोलते हैं. So in this process a situation is created where a student can interact with the material to be learned in order to construct knowledge. यानी स्टूडेंट है उनको ही अपना जो नॉलेज है वो कंस्ट्रक्ट करना है बाय देयर ओन सेल्फ. दे विल look at the topic and they try to understand ki what is this topic and what we can do for this topic and how we can understood and what are the method we can use for understanding this topic. Okay, and what is expository method? So in this method comprehension topic or subject matter is explained or interpreted. When I say what is explain, when I try to explain myself that this is a side of my story and I just want to convey this message to you, so it is called I am explaining myself on anything. So it is expository method where you start explaining yourself, your topic and whatever you want to teach your students. So it is expository method, and when important information is needed to make the class understand, and when previous knowledge of the learner is lacking and time can be saved by teacher telling part. Also an idea or principle can be learned only by explaining, and induction may take too much time and its difficulty may outweigh its value. Steps of conducting expository method. So there are steps. So begin with an introduction and overview of the topic before providing more specific information in detail. So you need to understand what is your you have to explain your student what is your topic, and you can give them summary of your topic, and then you dive into this that topic. Okay, so it is like this, and students attention on the key points of the subject and may use the graphic diagrams and other representation to elaborate on the subject. Also teacher instructional strategies designed to assist a student in acquisition of relatively factual material, and tool for exposition, analogies and stories, illustration, models, diagrams, demonstration, outlines and summaries. So you can use these tools. And what is collaborative learning? So when we say collaborative learning, you may heard this name that collaboration, and when I say collaboration, so I work with some other creator for my for my Instagram videos. So it is one type of collaborate, and when I share my ideas to those people and who understand that what is this content, and they also want to work with me, so we both sharing each other's idea, and we work on one topic only. So it is a collaborative learning, and in education you need to understand what is collaborative learning. So when you give your student to example, and you give them you assign them some activities they can do with their peer groups, and in their group they can sit and they ask they discuss, ask, and they sit together and discuss whatever you want to try to teach them, and whatever you give them topic. So it is a collaborative learning. It is a small group of learner working together to solve a specific problem. In this, learner are working in a group or two or more, and collective useful material and knowledge. So it is very simple, easy. So objective of collaborative learning. In collaborative learning, learner can be reach each other to solve problem, can share knowledge and resources, can build team skill and lead towards deeper understanding, and collaborative learning environment led the members to solve many complex problems and sharing expensive resources. So these are the objective of collaborative learning. and you need to understand what are the approaches of collaborative learning. So integrate the information and relate this and generate new knowledge. Also identify the needs of peer, process it, the produce information which is needed by their peers, and making healthy discussion as the team may comprise the different background members. So these are the approaches of collaborative learning. And also there are advantages of collaborative learning when you give or you assign some task, some activity to your student, so they will engage and they will start thinking. So it will they get this brainstorming, and they work on your topic. So it is very useful method. So promote critical thinking, building and give away of knowledge, and exchanging, debating and negotiating ideas, active thinking process of learner, and more achievements and greater productivity. Develop social interaction skills and on-demand interaction and support. And then we move further experiential learning. So in experiential learning, you will teach your student that this is the task, and you by yourself you want to experience, and you need to experience this thing. So it is like this, and you experience by your own self, and it is called experiential learning. So it is when learning is facilitated by experience, that is known as experiential learning. So there you tell your student that you need to understand this, and this is your work, and आपको खुद से ही सारी चीज़ें हैं वो एक्सपीरियंस करनी है. तो it is called experiential learning, and this theory is developed by David Kolb in 1984. So you need to remember his name also. And learning cycle basically involves 4 stages: concrete learning, reflective observation, abstract conceptualization, and active experimentation. Okay, so importance of experiential learning. So you will give your student to chance to understand what is this. And in our Indian education system, we have we are very conservative, and we think that I need to give you this lecture, and I have to tell you what is this. But if you are giving your student those chances, they can understand by themselves. So it is like experiential learning. So it is you make them think, and you make them learn by themselves. So it is very important, and make learning relatable to participant, increasing the effectiveness of learning, and links theory to practice, and also assist in memory retention, leads to development of skills for lifelong learning. And methods of experiential learning: field trips, narratives, experiments, simulations, games, storytelling, focus imagining, and role playing, model building, and surveys. So it is it about, and let's move further, and it is about models of teacher education. So we need to understand first teacher knowledge. What is teacher knowledge? So when we say that teacher knowledge, so by there you need to understand what is teacher's knowledge. So they know how to deal with their student, they know psychology of their student, and they know everything. Of course they have mastery of their subject, but after this they need to understand their communication skill and how to deal with students. So it is called teacher knowledge. So knowledge based on teacher education. So there are viewpoint of Schulman, Habermas, and Denk and Luke. So they discuss teacher education's base knowledge of knowledge base of teacher education. So first we need to about Schulman's perspective about knowledge of teacher education, and what he think about, and what he gave us, and what kind of approaches we can use to make our teaching very effective, interesting, and more communicating. Lee Schulman is an American educational psychologist, and he made the notable contribution to the study of teaching, assessment of teaching, and the field of medicine, science, and mathematics. He is credited with the popularizing the phrase pedagogical content knowledge. It is also called PCK, pedagogical content knowledge by Schulman. Okay, and also Arthur Estin, a college in medical school, he conducted study of medical decision making. In 1986, Schulman and Sykes defined the knowledge base for teaching the body of understanding and skill, devices, and values, character, and performance that together constitute the ability to teach. Not your only your knowledge is not enough. You need to develop your personality, your thinking, your skills. These things are you have to develop all the things to be a better teacher. Schulman tries to explain us that if you want to become a teacher, it is not enough to have only your subject knowledge, but you need to identify what are your students needs, and how you can deal with them, and what you can use to make your teaching very interesting, in a way the student can relate, and they can have more fun in your teaching. So it is important. So general liberation education, including basic skill for reading, maths, writing, and reasoning. Also he talk about content knowledge is a domain in which teaching will occur and contain specific pedagogical knowledge and general knowledge of pedagogical principles and practices, curriculum knowledge, understanding of student diversity and individual differences, and performance skills. According to Schulman, content knowledge includes knowledge of concept, theories, idea, proofs, and evidence, as well practices and approaches to develop this knowledge. Ideas and knowledge base according to Schulman. You need to understand what is content knowledge, general pedagogical knowledge, curricular knowledge, pedagogical content knowledge, knowledge of learners and their characteristic, knowledge of educational context, and knowledge of purpose, educational purpose, and educational values and their philosophical historical base. So we need to understand what is pedagogical content knowledge. It is how you can deal with your student, and when you say pedagogical, so it is about child learning theory, and when we say andragogy, so it is like adult learner. So in pedagogy we talk about small kids only. Okay, so you need to remember this also. Pedagogical knowledge, so knowledge, general knowledge about pedagogy is known as pedagogical knowledge. So this include teaching approach, how student can learn, method of assessment, and knowledge of different theories about learning, and what is content knowledge. So it is about the knowledge of subject matter without consideration about teaching of subject matter, and pedagogical content knowledge. So it is a combination of both content and pedagogical knowledge. It is understanding and what makes learning of some topics easy or difficult on the basis of students' age and background. Also, according to Schulman, PCK, pedagogical knowledge, is mostly regularly taught topic in one's subject area, and most useful for representation of ideas, and the most powerful analogies, illustration, examples, and explanation and demonstration. Also, the way of representing formulas the subject, and that makes it comprehensible to others. So it is about PKC, and it is given by Schulman. So you need to remember his name. So we move for the Deng and Luke. So Deng is an associate professor at National Institution of Education, University of Singapore. He is also an editor of Journal of Curriculum Studies. His interest in curriculum content or subject matter, curriculum theory, detectives, comparative and international education, and Chinese education. Also, Luke is an educator, author, activist, international researcher, and policy change agent in all Australian states and New Zealand and Singapore. Also, he has written or edited over 15 books and more than 200 articles and books chapter. So Deng and Luke propose three conceptions of knowledge based on their examination, several disciplinary and epistemology knowledge classification scheme. So here they put three things about knowledge. So it is like disciplinary conception of knowledge, practical conception of knowledge, and experiential conception of knowledge. So what do you understand by disciplinary conception of knowledge? So it is describe canonical knowledge in the established discipline, and practical conception of knowledge, so represented by procedural knowledge and derived from the wisdom of practice, and also the form of knowledge like what is experiential conception of knowledge. So it is based on Dewey's notion that knowledge is located in and based on human experience. Okay. They gave this three classification about knowledge. So you need to remember this, and let's move further. Habermas. Jürgen Habermas is a German philosopher and sociologist in the tradition of critical theory and pragmatism. He works for a whole society, not only for one aspect of it, and his works is used internationally in philosophy, political science, sociology, and education. So Habermas studied the nature of knowledge that human beings adopt or generates, and use of reflection as one of the process that human beings adopt in generation of particular forms of knowledge. So you need to understand the knowledge is constitutive interest are three types: technical or instrumental knowledge, and constitutive interest knowledge constitute interest in hermeneutic discipline, and emancipatory knowledge constitute interest. So it is about this, and he gave this ideology knowledge based according to Habermas. So technical knowledge, practical knowledge, and emancipatory knowledge. So it is more about the abstract level, and it also involves liberating people from their socio-historical constraint, and this is achieved through the self-reflection. And what is technical knowledge? So it refers to those forms of knowledge and related to manipulation of the environment and controlling the nature, object, and event. And what is practical knowledge? So it is concerned with the hermeneutic task of expanding understanding in inter-subject relation. By this we achieve consensus, community, and mutuality. Okay, so he gave this three classification and forms of knowledge: technical knowledge, practical knowledge, and emancipatory knowledge. So let's move further. Reflective teaching. So reflective teaching is a process where teacher thinks over their teaching practice, analysis, and how something was taught, and how the practice might be improved or changed for better learning outcomes. For example, if I'm taking these sessions and I see my videos and I look at my mistakes where I was wrong, and where I should not make mistake, and what should I do with my mistake, and I will not repeat my mistake, and I will try to give my best to my teaching. So it is like a teaching, reflective teaching. So you by yourself you evaluate your teaching, what you taught in your class, and what you learn, and what are things that are lack in your teaching. So it is a self reflection, and you try to reframe your mistakes, and you learn what are your mistakes. So definition of reflective teaching. So it is like Richard, according to Richards, reflective teaching is a more move beyond the ordinary to a higher level of awareness of how teaching take place. According to Bailey, reflective teaching is all about a skill and teaching of knowledge what to do. Also importance of reflective teaching. So it helps to evaluate and improve the quality of teaching, and it gives freedom to teachers to impose their own methodology, enhancing rational thinking. Also it develops critical thinking and promotes experiential learning. Reflective teaching practice can be beneficial from form of professional and development of both the pre-service and in-service level of teaching. And here we need to understand what are the approaches of reflective teaching. So peer observation, student observation, and external assessment. So in this peer observation and student evaluation, written account of experience. So in this self-reporting, journal writing, and also they include recording lessons. So what is self reporting? So it is about when you start writing about what you did in your class, and what your student have understand about your teaching. So it is like a self reporting journal writing. So teacher track him or herself process and progress. So it is journal writing and self assessment. So in this teaching inventories and teaching portfolio. And what are the strategy for promoting reflective teacher? So first, reflective journal and collaborative learning, reading recording lessons, teacher education feeds, and peer observation, and student feedback, action research. So these are the strategy to promote reflective teaching and advantage of reflective teaching. So it develops the quality of education through the continuous improvement, and also it includes help the teacher to reflect and assess their own teaching, and it enables teacher to bring in new ideas, method, approaches, and material. Also it gives an opportunity to assess how effective new approaches are, and what are the disadvantages. So it may not be adequate to resolve educational problem through the reflective practice, and it is not suitable for small children at a lower level of teaching, and it could be a time consuming process. So these are the disadvantage of reflective teaching. Okay, so we need to I have to take a break for now, and I will be back. So I'm ending this live session, and I will be back in 10 minutes.